welcome back to Bookish Chats. So today's video is a very informative video because many people, even my parents has asked me like, why you always read these fiction books? Go and read some non-fiction book, it will give you knowledge. Yes, it's true. Reading non-fiction gives us knowledge about various things. But does that mean reading fiction is bad? In today's video, let's check it out. So try to watch the video until the end so that you can understand about the importance of fiction. We can understand that fiction is not a waste of time. So without any further ado, let's get in the video. So the first thing about reading fiction books is that it improves our empathy and moral understanding. So these two are very important qualities in a human being. So empathy and moral understanding. This is because we are traveling through the character. We will feel what the character feels, and from that we can understand about. We will eventually have that empathy, and we will understand the feelings of that character. So definitely, when you read a lot of fiction books, it will definitely help in creating empathy inside us, and of course, moral understanding. So the second thing about reading fiction books is that it increases our critical thinking or critical analyzing skill. So when we read a book, of course, we will analyze the theme of the book and we will make an opinion of ourselves about the book. For example, I read a book and a lot of people say it's a very bad book, it's so boring, but I find it very, very interesting. I find a lot of wounds in that. So that's my opinion about the book. So even if that book has some problems or some things that we cannot agree with, that is our opinion. We make our opinion there. That improves our critical thinking, which is a very important quality in the current era because people don't think like that. They just agree with everything. That's why the world is like this now. Anyway, so critical thinking is a very important quality, and reading fiction books will definitely get you that quality. The third thing about reading fiction books is that it improves our imagination, which is a very common one, as we all know. So reading fiction books, especially when we read fantasy books like Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, anything there like that, it improves. We come across supernatural themes and things. So that will eventually help in creating imagination. That will definitely aid in bringing or promoting imagination inside us. So a person like when I think of imagination, the first person that comes to my mind is Walt Disney. Walt Disney said, every child is born with vivid imagination. So reading fiction books will definitely aid in promoting or improving that imagination. So go read fiction books and will definitely aid in that. So the fourth thing about reading fiction books is that it promotes our focusing skill. So focusing skill means, well, of course, when we read a book, we have to look deep into the book, into the sentences to understand the theme and understand the meaning of each line. So we will eventually get into that imaginary world, and we have to focus deeply into that. So that will definitely aid in building a good focusing skill. So when we do anything, while doing anything, we need focus, and reading fiction books will definitely aid in that. Not only fiction books, when we read any book, we have to focus deeply, and that will definitely aid. So the next thing about reading books or any book, not only fiction, non-fiction, any book, while reading any book, it improves your vocabulary, as we all know. So when we read a book, we come across a new word and we are very keen to know the meaning of that, and that word will stay with us forever. So it builds your vocabulary for sure. This is a very important point for all the readers, non-readers, parents and students out there. So when we read a book, it's a study conducted by, it's a result of a study conducted. It's a true thing that when compared to non-readers, readers are less likely to get affected by memory problems. So later on their lives, when they are old times, non-readers are more likely to get affected by memory related issues, but readers are very less affected by such problems because they read a lot, and reading can promote your memory too. So go and read something. It will definitely aid in improving your memory. So the last but not least, the fact about reading fiction books or any book. Okay, fiction is the most important thing because this is a very important fact. It reduces your stress, makes you comfortable and happier. So reading a book isn't always about getting knowledge, studying something from it. It's a kind of happiness that we get from reading a book. We can travel to any part of the world. We can imagine our things. For all the people out there, all the non-readers out there, or maybe the readers, while reading a book, it makes you happier. If you love books, so anybody can love book if you start reading. Just start reading. That's the only thing. So I don't think you should start with non-fiction books because non-fiction isn't always good. Because for beginners, non-fiction isn't always good because they'll get bored sometimes. So just start with fiction books. That's the most important thing. But for me, I started with a non-fiction book. I don't know why. It took like 2 months to complete. So don't go and pick some non-fiction books to start with. Just start with fiction books, especially like fantasy books or thriller books. That will definitely aid. So that was my video about the importance of non-fiction, or is reading non-fiction a waste of time? So you got the answer. It isn't a waste of time. It aids in a lot of ways. This is just a few of them. These are proved facts. These are not something that somebody said. These are proved facts about fiction. So believe that, and you understood the importance of books or importance of non-fiction books. So just go and pick a book that will change your life. So if you love the video, please like and subscribe. I'll be coming up with more videos like this. Thank you.